Alright guys, welcome to my little stream here. I'm still figuring out if everything is working okay. And I also just woke up, but I think for you guys in the US it's a very good time, right? I have to find 1 second guys. It will start soon. The first stream in a while is always a little bit difficult. How are you doing guys? Is everything fine at your end? So what we are going to do today is I actually prepared a little bit of some screenshots I wanted to show you guys and do a little market watch here about the situation here for Yu-Gi-Oh! In Japan. And that's what we're going to do. And if you have any questions for me, we will also do a little bit of a Q&A session here. Let's get to 5 likes and then I will start with the market watch for you guys. Also, I might not be looking directly at you because it's a laptop camera, and it's not that natural to look into that angle. It's more like natural for me to look at the screen here of my MacBook. So it's a little bit of a different setup than in the videos, but it will work out, I guess. Alright guys, let's get to 5 likes and then we will start with the market watch. How are you doing? Where are you from? What time is it at your end? Let me know guys. By the way, we will be covering some old Ultimate Rares, of course, obviously, Ultimate Rare channel, so Ultimate Rares for sure. Then actually a new topic I just recently started to get into as well, which is Rush Duel. I know, Rush Duel, not that much of a fan favorite for most of us, but I'm gonna be honest guys, I'm quite surprised by the Rush Duel or Over Rush Rares they recently released, and also the upcoming stuff which is coming I think in September already. We will get a new deck. So we got 5 likes. Let's start with the live stream, I would say, and also with the market watch. So first of all, let's have a look at this guy here guys. So a well-known card by the community, I guess. It's the SM51 Ultimate Rare Blue Eyes, and we have the PSA 10 here. All these prices are current market prices. These are not necessarily sold listings, but these are current prices for which they are selling these or offering these in Japan. And I know for German time it's quite late, but since I'm in Japan right now, it's just impossible to stream earlier than now. It's 9 o'clock in the morning right now, and I finally have a little bit of time. And we are doing a little market watch here, Marco, and talking about the SM51 right now. So is the price high? Is the price low? How is it doing? And in the TCG, we have seen a lot of decline in prices. I mean, a lot of the first gen cards went down quite a lot in price. You know it probably if you watch other market watches. And in Japan, we are also seeing a little bit of a downward trend in the recent month here, but there is some cards which are still going really strong. For example, this Blue Eyes here. Let me check how much USD this would be. So 750,000 yen in USD. It's about, one moment, it's about 5k, 5.2k as you can see here. So pretty decent price, I would say. So nothing happened too much here at this price. We are still going quite strong with the Blue Eyes here. Obviously, it's just the card, right? Everybody wants one. If we're talking OCG, there is no many alternatives people really want, right? It's like the Blue Eyes, it's the Dark Magician, and it's also the Red Eyes. And the PSA 10, like I said, we are still quite strong at 5.2. I think this card is a little overpriced maybe, but I can really understand why it's that much of a price, because the Japanese people love this card, obviously, and there's also a lot of foreign attention. Yeah, a lot of my viewers has or own SM51s as well. And from the US, obviously, there's also a lot of collectors who wants Blue Eyes, right? An Ultimate Rare Blue Eyes. And therefore, since there is so much demand for this card, yeah, the price is just really, really high for this guy. And it's not a super, super rare card. The pop is quite high. Let's check the pop of this card here real quick. PSA pop, SM51. Let's see. I think it's quite high for this card. SM51. So let's scroll down a little bit. So here you can see total amount of graded cards is 2K, and we have 406 tens. Correct? Yeah, this is the 10 row or column, and we have 633 nines. So yeah, 400-ish of SM51 Blue Eyes PSA 10, but still the card is really expensive. But the reasons I told you already, and I will actually get a PSA return quite soon. And I also managed to score a PSA 10 of this card, my blue shimmer, the light blue shimmer one, not the saturated blue shimmer. There's two versions, or there's way more versions than just two, but I told you the SM51, there is a lot of different versions of this card, and I got the light blue shimmer in the PSA 10. So I'm really, really looking forward to that return. It should arrive like in, I think we have August now, September, October-ish. So I will keep you guys updated on that. But yeah, that's for the SM51 and the price for this card. So I think the price is okay because the demand is so high. Nothing we can really change about that. And yeah, let's continue with the next card here. I'm going to show you right now. And yeah, this is the Blackluster Soldier, Envoy of the Beginning, right? Is this actually big enough, guys? Can you see the most important information? I hope so. Yeah, it was quite difficult to sometimes get price here, but down here you see 158,000 yen for a PSA 10 copy of this card. And again, I will show you how much USD it would be. So 158,000 yen is about, around about 1.1k for the Blackluster Soldier in his beautiful Ultimate Rare style. Guys, if there's some cards you haven't seen before, I've made a video about every single of these old Duel Monsters Ultimate Rares, and you can check it out on the channel. I made quite a bit of beauty shots for all of these cards, and this card is really, really beautiful. I recently acquired some other cards. I can show you my binder real quick here. There's one card especially I'm talking about you can get if you like don't want to spend too crazy of money here. Let's switch to this view here, a little improvised, so it won't be the best view, but I will pull the card out for you guys and show you. Yeah, so this is basically my binder. You can't see everything right now, but I can't change it at the moment because then I wouldn't be able to reach my keyboard anymore. But this is the card I was referring to. This is the 20 CP Blackluster Soldier here in Prismatic Secret Rare, as you guys would call it. And yeah, it's a beautiful card, you guys see, right? I really think this card is a very nice alternative. It's obviously not an ultimate rare, but it's really stunning, I would say. Look at how crazy the foil here looks. Yeah, I'm surprised by myself that it looks this good. But yeah, talking about BLSs from Japan, and this card here is quite cheap. I think you can pick it up, if you would be in Japan, you can pick it up for like 15 bucks. If I would sell it to you, I would take about double, so 30 bucks, but you might be able to find it somewhere a little cheaper, but it's a crazy looking card. And while we're talking about BLS, I have another one here. This is also a favorite of mine, actually, the Legendary Collection Yugi's Word cards. Yeah, really beautiful. Let's see the comparison between these two. So the Japanese one was the prismatic, and then we have also the English, or I don't know if this is EU or NA, to be honest. I think it might be an A. But yeah, this is how they stack up against each other. Yeah, it's just cool. There's so many alternatives for this card. There's also the what it is called, not legendary collection, the master collection. It's a card I'm still chasing for right now. I don't own it, right? I recently acquired a master collection card, but I don't think it was the BLS. Nope, nothing in here. Alright, we will get back to the binder in a little bit because there's some cards I want to show you here and there. But yeah, for the BLS, let's maybe first talk about the price, if I think the price is right for this card in Ultimate Rare. And yeah, this card is always been quite expensive for obvious reasons. In raw condition, you will pay around 80,000 yen, maybe 70,000 yen in like near mint light plate, very light plate condition. So one good thing here is what I can tell you guys is that PSA 10 prices definitely managed to get a little bit more realistic here in Japan. Quite a while ago I was complaining in some of my videos that actually I'm only going for PSA 9s for my personal collection because PSA 10s are just triple the price of PSA 9s. And it's because grading in Japan is quite new and fresh, right? So people didn't really know how to assess the prices, but we are finally coming down and in more realistic realms. And I think 1.1k for this BLS is pretty decent. I think it's a fair price. Again, the pops on these all dual monsters ultis are a little higher than you are used to from probably some TCG counterparts. So IOC, BLS, I'm not sure. I'm not an expert on pops, but should be quite lower, I guess, for 10s at least. But again, here's the foreign demand thingy again going here for this card. A lot of people just want this card because it's an ultimate rare which you can't get anywhere else in the world. So pretty decent price, I would say. This card always was expensive since the cards actually went up like 4 or 5 years ago. So and the card is very, very stable. So there's also one thing, if you're more like a person who has more ease of mind if you buy cards and the cards are actually pretty stable in price. As of right now, Japanese cards are super, super stable. The prices don't crash suddenly. Of course, Yu-Gi-Oh! Is not super hot at the moment. Pokemon is really going crazy here in Japan as of right now. But if you want something and you want the card to be stable in the way of holding or keeping its value, then I think these old Dual Monsters ulti in good condition are always a very nice pickup. Alright, let me have a look at the chat here. How is it going? For me it's really going good. Eggy, hope you're still here in the chat. I really felt like doing a little bit of a live stream today. I don't know why. I just woke up like an hour ago and I thought, today is a live stream day, let's do it. And I would love to do live streams in the evening, like it's 9 o'clock in the morning for me right now in Japan. But then nobody would be around. So that's the only time frame where I can do the live stream. The card hunts are actually going really, really well. I have a big surprise for you guys because I went to Nagoya last weekend with my girlfriend. We did a little holiday trip there. And I didn't know anything about Nagoya card shops, and there were actually quite a few, and I actually was quite positively surprised about the situation in Nagoya. 6 or 7 card shops and also really, really cool ones. And I think the video is coming up maybe this weekend, maybe next week, I don't know. But that's how it's going right now, card hunting wise. So really good. If you have any more like Q&A questions, just let me know in the chat, guys. 9 people watching right now, so let me know if there's anything. Just talk to me. I will look at the chat from time to time. All right, we are done with the PSA 10 here of this card. Let's continue with this dude here over here. This time it's not a PSA 10, and this time we have a near mint copy of the LN53 Dark Magician Ultimate Rare. Again, crazy card. Recently got this as an ARs 10 on the channel. Check it out if you haven't. and I also made quite a lot of beauty shots for this card. And right now we are looking at 120,000 yen for a raw copy. Let me check how much this would be. So right now you would be paying, if you are in Japan, you don't have to pay any shipping, customs, etc. You are at a price, local price of 830 USD for a near mint copy. All right. Yeah, PSA 10 for this guy is around 180,000 yen. Again, let me show you real quick here. So we are going up like 400, yeah, more, maybe $450 for a PSA 10 copy of this card here. You can trust me on that. I just recently saw one selling. So 400 bucks more for PSA 10 is really good, I would say. So again, PSA 10 prices are getting way more realistic in Japan, and you can actually start picking these up if you really wanted 10s. And yeah, raw wise, I also have to add here that these prices, by the way, are from Card Rush, guys. A Japanese card store which is really big. They have like big stores in Akihabara, and they also have like a very big online presence and an online shop. And if you buy cards from them, you can be quite sure that the condition is what you pay for. So if you pay 120,000 yen here for this copy, you can be sure that you're getting like PSA 9 quality. And if you're really lucky, you can even get PSA 10 quality, I would say. Yeah, price-wise, is the price fair? I would definitely say yes. This card is pretty, fairly priced. 120,000 is like 830, right? So I had to double check for myself again. But I think you always have to remember, guys, these sets were printed like 2024 right now. So yeah, 20 years ago. So these are vintage, these are old, and these are not going to be reprinted in the quality they had like 20 years ago. And for that, yeah, it's a Dark Magician. It's the main protagonist's main boss card. It's a good pickup, guys. I mean, 850 for a near mint copy. You could even grade maybe. Very good price. And yeah, I don't think it's overvalued again here, and I also don't think it's undervalued. I think it's quite decently priced for this card. When will you make the ARs grading process video? I'm not sure what you mean. The ARs process. The thing here with ARS, guys, is I could show you the process, but it won't do anything for you because you won't be able to grade with ARS on your end. Because to grade with ARS, you have to be, you need an address in Japan, so you have to be living here in Japan, or you need a middleman. By the way, I can't do it, because there's a limitation of cards you can send in, and I have so many cards I want to grade myself, so I can't really grade customers' cards. And also, the limiting factor, they are closed now for 3 months again. Since the last ARS grading submission I had with the Asian English Ultimate Rares, maybe it's 2 months, 2.5 months, but they're still closed, and they just tweeted that they are going to open in autumn again. No exact dates so far, but they are going to open in autumn. And then I really hope that I can submit more than 10, but usually it's 10 cards per person. So as of right now, not much of a benefit to do a ARS process video, so I'm not going to do it. But if the situation changes, and I'm also thinking about I could make a business out of grading with ARS for like European and US customers. In the future I will look into it, but as of right now, I don't think it's worth it. All right, best card you got out of a bulk Orica brick. So the thing is, my luck is terrible, so I'm not really going for block Oripas myself. I get them sometimes for really good customers, because the shipping is quite expensive, because you're also importing bulk, right? So I'm not doing it like for everybody, but for really good customers I imported some, and I've seen that they're quite happy sometimes. And but it can go either way, right? Because it's basically a lottery. Welcome, Cambo. Nice to see you. Haven't seen your name so far anywhere in the comments, so yeah, welcome to the live stream. Nice to have you here. In Card Shop Magi Store, the post of the anime character is that summon sorcerers. Oh, you mean the purplish poster I'm always filming when I go in? The ARs Labs are so nice though. Yeah, actually, yeah, let me flex a little bit here. 1 second. Let's switch the camera again here, but for all the people who don't know what ARS is, yeah, this is the ARs Labs I have as of right now. Let's pick a random one. Oh, a nice one. What's his name? Legendary Magician of Black? I don't know. Yeah, but this is the EP13 version. It's the Extra Pack 13. And this is the ARs Labs. So ARs, guys, if you don't know, if you're new to the channel, is the Japanese grading service which opened last year in autumn. And this is how their grade or case looks. And yeah, the main thing you notice here is that there is no grade on the front here. And also that the plate here, which has all the information about the card, is at the bottom. And you have to get used to it, but once you get used to it, yeah, I prefer it many times to PSA because it gives a very premium look to the card. And as you can see here, the label also really nice brushed aluminum. And for comparison, and this is the PSA slab, the one you're used to or used to look at. And yeah, I mean, both have like pros and cons. PSA is way more light case-wise. I don't know if that's a pro or con, but yeah, if you just compare like the thickness of the cases, like I could stack up 2 PSA cases and you're basically matching the thickness of an ARS case. So protection-wise, PSA is a joke because you can open these PSA cases like super easily. And for ARS, it's quite hard. You have to really use some heavy tooling to open these. And I've done it before, it's possible, but it's very hard. And if you don't know what you're doing, you will damage your card while opening these ARS slabs. So yeah, this is ARS. And yeah, I really love these slabs and I would love to have all of my cards graded with ARS. But again, they're quite limited. There are so many people who want their cards graded with ARS here in Japan. So they don't have any plans like opening up internationally as of right now. And if they plan to do something like that, we will, or I will let you know, guys, and we will definitely do some middleman service for that. I think that will be something I can earn a little bit of money, and maybe they can give me some free gradings as well, so it's a win-win for all of us. But at that point I will also do like the process, and maybe you will be able to do it on your end as well. Yeah, this is my ARS collection. I mean, this video is not about my ARS collection, so I'm stopping right now. And this is a card I recently picked up. This is the starter box Blue Eyes, so this is basically the very first Blue Eyes which ever existed in the Yu-Gi-Oh we know, in this format at least. So iconic card, I had to get it. I paid around $800-900 for this card. I think you can get it cheaper, but yeah, even in near mint condition, if you buy it from a card shop here in Japan, you're paying like don't let me lie, I think 1.5 for a near mint copy of this card, ungraded, from a card shop here in Japan is very realistic. So this card is, I mean, look at it. It's super awesome, iconic. It's the first one. It's from the starter box from 1999. Yeah, usually this card is also very off-centered, so I was able to pick one up which is not that off-centered, but you can see it has scratches, even though it's an 8. I mean, we have recently discovered how PSA grades, right? But you see here is a scratch, and there's also a scratch going like this here, but it's still an 8, and I would totally agree this is an 8 worthy card. And yeah, for these older cards, there's a different grading scheme for these, because you can't grade these with the same level of harshness for like TCG cards, because these old cards, you can always spot that these are all Japanese cards with the layout here. Again, the layout is completely different. For you guys, it's probably the anime layout. For me, it's just the OG Japanese layout, and also the Eye of Anubis is lacking, as you can see. And for these cards, guys, these were the first cards Yu-Gi-Oh ever printed, right? And the quality of these cards is very different. You always have like silvering, maybe you can see it. The card has a little bit of silvering, and I think PSA is not grading any silvering. Here in the corner you can see it as well. This is like not whitening or something like that, it's silvering actually. And they're not considering silvering as any like bad thing for the cards. And also they're like a little bit more lean for the scratches. At least that's what my feeling is. ARS is doing it for sure. But this is that, and this is another pickup, or actually something I got gifted by a viewer. Really appreciate it, because I really like this card. I mean, you have seen I have this in ARS 10 here in the Japanese version as well. And I don't know if you noticed, I was planning to make a video on that, but the WCS 23 for Yu-Gi-Oh also happened like 2 weeks ago, I guess. And they also brought out a new promo for this and the Magician one. And now you can have like the regular secret rare. I mean, this is prismatic secret, right, for you guys? Yeah, I think this is prismatic because it doesn't have the lines. But we have like the TCG prismatic, then we have the OCG extra secret rare. Maybe you call it platinum rare. The lighting doesn't show the true beauty of this card, but this card is really beautiful. And there is also now the Japanese prismatic version now. And I'm trying to pick up the set you can get from the WCS 23, because they will do a satellite shop lottery giveaway again, like I think next week. So I applied for that, and I hope I can get the set for retail prices, because for retail price you pay like $50 and you get like 2 playmats for like the legendary Dragon of White and the legendary Magician of Black. Then you will get sleeves, I think 60 sleeves of each. So 2 playmats, 2 packs of sleeves, and you get the promos, each of one. And you pay like $50, and if you buy it on the aftermarket, you pay like I don't know, 200, 250, crazy price. So I really hope I can get get the cards or get the promo pack in the Japanese lottery soon, and then I will make a video. But there is definitely new promos of this card which recently came out. Alright, ARS has very strict grading criteria. Is that the only accept certain titles, card sizes? Do you have insights why? Do you know if they will accept a wider range in the future? I love this labs. 1 second. I mean, we can look at it right now. ARS has an official website. It's obviously Japanese. And you can see the titles which they are like grading. There's quite a lot of titles. And they're adding like new ones every here and there. I think they are good with titles, to be honest. I mean, they're grading so much stuff as of right now. It's crazy. I mean, most of the card games, I don't even know. I mean, BS is probably... I actually don't know. I thought it's Schwarz and Weiss, or how you guys call it. But because in Germany it would be black. No, in English it would be black. Sorry, I don't know. But they're grading so many stuff already. So title-wise, I think they're quite good the moment. And what else was the question? If you mean strict with the grading, basically they're very strict on condition. So if there is like anything wrong with the card, like scratching or whitening, I mean, I had an ARS 10 card which had a little bit of whitening, so if it's very, very minor whitening, they will still, if everything else was perfect, give it a 10. But I think this is a good thing, that ARS is actually quite strict, because you have recently seen that PSA is not as strict as you want them to be, especially for the 7 thirds, unfortunately. But as of right now, ARS is super strict with the conditions, so even pack fresh new promo cards here in Japan don't get 10 pluses. Yeah, it just shows that they are like quite strict. So if you get a 10 plus, great, you have a hell of a minty card there. And yeah, if you just manage to get a 10, it's still very, very clean. I mean, the good thing here is that I have held all of these cards I graded myself, right? And I assessed the condition myself, and only if I think these cards are 10 worthy, I'm going to send them in, unless I tell you guys in advance that I'm not expecting 10s. But I'm really, really happy with their service. The quality is good, the return times are very good. The way they grade is really good. I also like the fact that they are not factoring in centering. Yeah, so you've heard it right now. Centering is not a criteria for grading for ARS, and the reasoning behind that is that you can't influence the centering, right? It's a factory thing, and if something is a factory thing, they will not grade it. And what is really great about this is I'm also a guy that thinks about centering is important for me. So if I have a card for my collection, I really want it to be centered nicely, at least on the front. I don't care for the back, to be honest. But the front should look, at least like 40-60. And the good thing about centering is that centering is the only like super objective criteria which you can even assess after the card was graded already. So you can just look at the card you're buying, right? And if the centering is off, and it's still a 10, you know the card is mint, but it is off-centered and you can skip it. If there's like an ARS 9 and it is off-centered and it got a 9, you know, okay, there's something wrong with the card. It's not the centering, right? But for PSA 9s, let's assume that PSA 9s are actually mint. You don't know. Maybe it's the centering, or maybe the card has some issues. Yeah, you're gambling here, right? So for ARS 9s, that can't happen. So if I buy ARS 9s or 10s, I will just look at the card and look at the centering, and if I think the centering is good, I will pick it up because I know the card's condition is good enough for my collection, and you don't have to gamble here. Yeah, so that's the thing. Can you get the card info in Japanese or English on ARS? What info you're talking about? Both PSA and ARS are much softer on Series 1 and 2 cards. Yeah, I mean, I just talked about that, I think, luckily, so we don't have to go about this again. There's a reason for that, right? There is a reason. If they would be as harsh as, with other cards, then it would be impossible to get 10s. I mean, I get it, guys, consistency is also important, but if there is no 10s in existence, then it also doesn't make any sense, right? Because still in that range of like vintage first gen cards, there's good ones and there's way worse ones, and the best ones in that batch, you want to give them 10s, right? Because they deserve it. They're the best you can possibly get. But there is no official statement from ARS, right? There's nothing official. It's just what I've seen and my experience on the market, and what I've seen. The layout is nice. It show up in the old school video games. In the anime especially as well, right? In the old anime series, the card layout is different. And also for centering, there is no official statement about that, but it's obvious. You can look at the cards. What do you think about the super high-end price cards and participation cards like Aquamador? Oh boy. So for Aquamador, you're probably referring to the secret rare version, right? Maybe you can let me know again what you exactly mean. I think there is really, really great old Japanese participation and price cards, but they are all super expensive, so they are out of my reach, being a regular guy, not like earning super crazy money. So I'm not really interested in them, because even if I did a lot of research on them, I couldn't pick them up, and that's what is keeping me away from these. How to know the pop report, you mean of ARS cards? It's actually quite easy. if you have an ARS slab, you can just scan the QR code and it will directly bring you to the pop report. If you don't have the QR code, let me see, is it here? No. Yeah, it's here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's the sixth one from the left, or basically the third one on the right. If you click here, you have two possible ways to search for the card. The first one is the serial number of your slab, so you can just enter the slab number here, and down here you can just input the card name. I wouldn't do the card name, to be honest, because they are quite weird in Japan. Let's try like Blue Eyes White Dragon. Will it work? It has to be within 20 digits. Blue Eyes W. Yeah, it didn't work. It's a little weird because in Japan... Oh, it actually worked. It took time though. Okay. I didn't say anything. It works. So now you can like look for the card you're looking for. So these are sorted by date. Blue Eyes White Dragons. Ah, this is Bandai, right? 3 body connection. Is there pictures as well? No, there's no pictures. Very unfortunate. Let's check out the 1999 starter box. Here we go. This is the Blue Eyes I showed you in PSA 8. And this is the grades for that card. So you see all the information here is in English as well, so you can look it up for yourself. We have 13 10s, we have 23 9s, we have 1 10 plus. Wow, that's awesome. But at that point, obviously, let's just compare the PSA popper. I'm down. Let's compare PSA pop, yeah, starter box Blue Eyes. Will we find it like that? Yeah, I think so. Let's check this. Blue Eyes White Dragon. So around 1200 cards graded by PSA, 22 10s, okay, 22 10s, 268 9s. So it's 12 times more 9s than 10s for PSA. And here we have like, yeah, let's say half of the 9s and 10 worthy cards got a 10. So the reason again here is not that ARS is less strict on the grading, it's they are not factoring in centering, right? And centering is really a big thing for these older cards, because yeah, like I told you, it's the first card Konami ever made, and therefore the centering is just, it's usually every second card you see for these like time, they are very off-centered and not like 40-60, they're like more 30-70, maybe even worse than that. So because there's that, there might be more 10s for ARS, but again, if you want a nicely centered one, you can just look at the card you want to buy, and you can pay a premium on that 10 compared to a 10 which is off-centered, right? So and of course, yeah, ARS is quite new still, and only Japanese people are grading, so there is less of a total pop as well. That's for the pop report, so how you can check it out. On ARS website, how to know pop. Yeah, I showed you. Yeah, the ultra secret. Let me check. Yeah, honestly, I don't know how the ultra secret was given out. But yeah, let's not talk about how it was given out. Let's talk about what I think about the card. Maybe let's open the card as well while we're here. Aquamador. Is it an ultra secret? My voice is cracking up. I think it's an ultra secret. Can I see the card? Yeah, here we go. So we are talking about this card, 1999 DM2DD. Yeah, so it's a price card, right? And these ultra secrets, yeah, they are gorgeous, man. They have like silver lettering, as you can see. I think it's the same silver for rares and also for secret rares, but yeah, I'm just thinking here. And you have a regular foil here for this card, and it's the only version of this card you can get in like this kind of style. Maybe there is some recent printings for this card which has a holo foil, but yeah, there is not many ultra secret cards out there, even in Japan. It's a very special rarity, and I think this card is, it's crazy. I love all vanilla cards, especially if they are holo. And there is more of these. Like there is more. For example, the whole limited edition cards. So let's check them out. Limited edition. Oh yeah, this will be a difficult search. Japanese limited edition 1, 1999. Is it 1999? We found the packs. This is the pack art. Let's search for a specific card. So yeah, let's just have a look at this. You see, again, ultra secret rare. The lettering here is silver, and yeah, it's a holo card. These are just gorgeous. These are way easier to get, obviously, because it's not a price card. But I think these are great. But these, I mean, this card here, I can't even see when it sold, but it was 900,000 yen, so it's like 7k USD. So again, we're talking crazy prices here. So I'm not able to pay, yeah, that crazy amounts of money as of right now. So not interesting for me. But if I could own this, I would love it. I would praise it, obviously. All right. So you have to search in Japanese names. What would be the case if I'm searching for TCG? Yeah, no, you don't have. I just tried it, and you've seen it works. I've got an ARS 9 time wizard with 1090 centering. Yeah. Daruma Cannon. Daruma Cannon is actually a premium pack 1 card, not a limited edition card. Okay. Might be a bit random, but living there, do you speak Japanese? Yeah, I speak Japanese. I speak Japanese, and I can read most Japanese as well, which is quite needed to actually survive in Japan. It's really hard if you just speak English. I'm actually half Japanese, by the way, if you didn't notice. Half Japanese, half German. All right, let's continue with the Marketwatch. And next up, we have another Ultimate Rare. Next up, we have Uriah. This card is actually sold. And the reason why I picked this card is I know this card was on the market for like, yeah, when was it? Like 2 or 3 weeks ago, and it sold pretty much in 2 weeks. And what is this? This is an Asian English Ultimate Rare of Uriah. So you can see AE. And there's a common misconception for this card, because a lot of people, when they heard like Asian English, they're thinking of like the Blue Eyes White Dragon set in Asian English, or Metal Raiders, which was super overprinted. And basically these cards don't have any value. But going on from there, Asian English sets became scarce and scarce. And actually when we come to, or when we arrived at GX, especially, so few boxes were made that these ultimate rares from the Asian English era are super low print, right? We are talking like insanely low pops for these. And the cool thing about these is that they have like the OCG printing quality, so the quality is damn high, really high. And also what is important for like ultimate rare collectors is the relief, right? For example, the GX North American relief, yeah, or ultimate rare stampings, I don't know how you call it over there in the US, but for me it's relief. They're very flat, so not that desirable for at least persons or people, collectors who like to have like deep carvings of cards. So Asian English combines high quality, which NA certainly has, high quality with deep carving, and the only alternative to that would be EU, but EU has poor quality of cardstock, so most cards have whitening and don't look that good. And here we have Uriah, 650,000 yen. Let's check how much this sold for. It sold for 4.5k USD, and crazy. This card is not even minty. It's A-, so it would be, for my grading, it's a card which is in the realms of excellent plus to near mint minus. So it's a card which definitely has an issue. Not a big issue, but it has an issue. For example, yeah, a well visible white corner, or maybe one more visible scratch, something like that. Still 4.5. In mint condition, this card in PSA 10, I think it fetches easily 5 figures. I'm going to say 14k, 13k, something in that realm, so it should be somewhat of a realistic price. So yeah, this card is crazy. Asian English is basically the most expensive ultimate rare you can ever see. Yeah, good morning, Ohayo Tomo. Are you Japanese, Tomo? Your picture and your name suggests you're Japanese. Ohayo to you as well. Is Japan really hot? Tank top bilingual? Yeah, it's really hot. I mean, the AC is running right now, so I'm not sweating. But if the AC wouldn't be running, I would be sweating. And yeah, it's really hot. You can go out for like 5 minutes and then you're already drenching in sweat. Yeah, guys, like I said, this is also a Q&A stream, so if you have any questions, let me know. And we're continuing with the next card here. There's one more Asian English card I want to show you. It's also one of the more expensive, and this time we have the Elemental Mistress Doriado here from the Lost Millennium. I like this card a lot. I'm usually not a waifu hunter, but for Doriado, yeah, I'm simping. I really like the ritual blue, the light blue colors, and her golden hair, and also the background, which is super nice. You can't see it perfectly, but you know the card, it's not a Japanese exclusive. And this card is also, it's sold for the exact same price, so 650,000 yen, 4.5k. Uriah and Doriado are the two most expensive cards, if I'm not mistaken. I think there's no other Asian English Ultimate Rare in that tier. Again, it's sold. It was up for sale in the same period. Like Cardmarket had them like a month ago, and they sold like in 2 to 3 weeks. So people are ready to pay these prices. Why? Again, these are highest quality prints and the deepest carving of prints. At that point, before someone complains in the chat, sometimes EU is better than Asian English from the relief. But again, you have the quality, which is lower on the EU, and you also have way more cards printed in EU compared to Asian English. So if you're going for the high end, it's always Asian English. Asian English is the most scarce one, which is already quite a good argument for like, yeah, people who like to collect really rare stuff. And yeah, Asian English is always a love for me as well. I'm not going in for like this crazy cards. I have a German Doriado. I graded this with ARS and it got a 9, so I'm super happy with that. It also looks phenomenal because German is also EU. So if you want to get like EU relief cards, you can go for German versions as well. Okay, this is for the Doriado. Let's continue with one more, and then I will have a look at the chat again. And yeah, this is now the topic I was talking about. So we are entering Rush Duel. And before you guys leave the chat, let me show you how this card actually looks. So this card sold for 413 USD here in Japan. So if you pick it up from the US or EU, it will be way more expensive than that. And I also took a screenshot of how the card looks. And check this out. This is how the card looks. And this set came out recently. It's a new Rush Duel set, and they're making the right calls here. Konami is like putting OG dual monsters over Rush Rares is how these are called. So these basically have the Shatterfoil. I'm not the biggest fan of the Shatterfoil, but they also have like these, yeah, they look like Ultimate Rare foilings. I think these look gorgeous, man. And there is not that many over Rush Rares out there yet. I mean, there is a lot, but if you talk about dual monsters cards, there's not that many. It looks crazy, doesn't it? Doesn't it look crazy? Yeah. And they're super hard to pull. We will cover the Blue Eyes here soon, which was the first over Rush Rare, in a couple of minutes when I get to it. And at least for the Blue Eyes, it was like 1 out of 4 cases. One case having 24 boxes of, I mean, these were half boxes, like the half ones. And 96 boxes to get 1 Blue Eyes. I mean, I can show you the Blue Eyes real quick here. We're talking about this guy here. This guy. Yeah? This guy. LOB artwork, a little bit more like full art-ish. Going above the borders looks really crazy. This card was always like a 60,000-70,000 yen card. Let's say 500 bucks. Recently it doubled because people realized that at least Rush Duel, Konami or Yu-Gi-Oh is now printing a lot of these old Duel Monsters cards, and they started to collect it, I guess. Really crazy. I really like this card a lot. So let's have a look at the chat here. Are these sold prices raw cards or graded? These are raw. Hi. These are raw. If they would be graded, there would be a PSA slab around the card. So they're actually showing the slab if it's sale for a graded card. Ah. Okay, so you are Japanese. Cool. Yeah, I was always wondering if there's Japanese people watching my content, but it's nice to see you here. I wonder on how much is a OCG TLM booster box. I can tell you quite precisely. So if you are referring to the Japanese The Lost Millennium box, it should be around 1.1 to 1.2k here in Japan at least, without any importing and customs. If you talk about the Asian English, I think it's up in the 4 to 5k range, but there's never like a box coming up for sale. Strictly Sealed has one. He flexed it on one of his videos, but and I know that yeah, King Sidra has a Cybernetic Revolution box, Asian English, but these boxes are extinct. You can't find them. They're the most rare boxes in all Yu-Gi-Oh! I enjoy the artwork of Rush Duel. Yeah, me too. I mean, I only enjoy the older ones. Obviously, the dual, yeah, or at least the ones which are somewhat connected to Duel Monsters, but yeah, they're really, really nice. I actually bought one which should be arriving like tomorrow, but it's not an OG, but it's a OG related card. 大学行かなくちゃあかんからまた今度ゆっくり話そう。Yeah, sure. Whenever you want to. I think, yeah, sorry Tomo, I'm not 100% sure from where I know you, but I think we played CSGO together. Or maybe not. Yeah, whatever. Message me later. It's good. What site are you using? I'm using Cardrush. It's a site I showed on the channel like in the past again, but it's not that easy to navigate for like people who can't read Japanese. But yeah, it's Cardrush, and they have the most accurate pricing. So it's cardrush.jp. You can come here to the site, and you can check out some prices here on this site. It's really cool. By the way, here is the WCS 2023 cards I was referring to a little back. So you can see here, this is the new version, and this is the Dark Magician. Yeah, I'm taking prices from this site usually. All right, we're done with Gaia. Let's continue with, where are we? There we go. So next up, we already showed you the Blue Eyes. Let me open up the picture again because it's gorgeous. Let's have it on the side here. So yeah, Rush Duel Blue Eyes. And I forgot to talk about yeah, whether I'm satisfied with the pricing or not. But I think if you consider that this card is 1 out of 96, for the Gaia I'm not so sure, but I think also for the Gaia it's quite rare because the price is super high. I think for that amount of rarity, it's still, even after it went up, you see 150,000 right now, I still think this card is worth 150,000 yen. I closed the USD to yen thing. Let me open it up for you guys real quick again. So 150,000 yen is 1k, okay? You're paying 1k in Japan right now for this card. Is it too much? Is it, yeah, accurately priced? I would say it's correct pricing. It's a Blue Eyes, it's the OG art, it's the first Overrush rare ever released. It was super hard to pull. 1k I think is, yeah, it's good. If you consider that some Starlight rares also fetch these high price tags, I mean, at least if they are like waifus, and at least if we are not talking about the most recent ones, but I think Appaloosa, IP Masquerena, all these Starlights when they first came out, they were also that expensive. And yeah, I don't want to make a wrong statement here, but I think these were yeah, maybe same rarity, and we are talking blue eyes here. Okay, so I think the price is right. Okay, next card, guys. Let's speed up the card hunt, not the card hunt, the market watch a little bit here. I have one final Rush Duel card for you guys, and then we'll move on with some Yu-Gi-Oh stuff again, and it's also the last one. I'm actually showing you the ones I want. So we have the Meteor Black Dragon here. He came out recently as well, I think 2 or 3 sets prior to the current set. He was released, again super rare, hard to pull. Not as OG as the Gaia, obviously, but the price is pretty much the same. 400 USD, let's say 400 USD. And this card is sold out for quite a while, and that's one more thing I have to tell you. If a card is sold out for quite a while, it means that the price is not accurate anymore, and there's no way to tell if this price is recent or not. You have to be monitoring prices quite frequently like I do to actually know when these sold. But I know that there is no Meteor Black Dragon, at least in the last months, being up for sale on Card Rush. And therefore the current price might be higher. And I think I would pay 400 for this, to be honest. So if Card Rush has one listed and I had money, right now I don't have money, I would pick this up for 400. So very accurately priced. For me, Meteor Black Dragon, really nostalgic card. It was also in one of the first movies when Yu-Gi-Oh was still playing with the Bandai cards. Not that many printings. Yeah, phenomenal card. Red Eyes Black Dragon and Meteor Black Dragon fusion. Awesome, like it. All right, quick look at the chat. How does it feel to be in Card Shop Heaven? Yeah, it feels obviously nice, but you will get used to everything. So I'm quite used to go to Akihabara, and I'm also not going there frequently. I'm always just going, I'm trying to go there once a month to actually, yeah, see how prices are doing. But I don't have that much money, and if you don't have much money, it's not that much fun to go card hunting, because even if you see a deal, if you can't buy it, it's not that much fun. But obviously, yeah, if I go to a new city here in Japan and if I can wander around there, it's super awesome. Like to see all these cards lined up, and there's also cheap cards you can hunt for. So yeah, it's fun. It's really nice being here. I will miss Japan when I'm back in Germany already. Have you thought about going to Maid Place again in Akihabara? What do you mean Maid Place? What do you mean again? Tell me. These are so expensive. Are there any cheaper stuff? I mean, I'm just showing you the most high-end stuff for Rush Duel, because I think that's the most interesting stuff, and people want to see that. There's definitely cheaper stuff, but it wouldn't be OG, at least not for Duel Monsters. And then I wouldn't be personally interested in that. But there's also different rarity, which is the not the over rush rare, but the rush rare. And the rush rare, usually I think it's a secret rare. It's like a secret rare. Maybe there's something different, but I'm not that much into Rush Duel. I can't tell you like 100%. But there's also Duel Monsters rush rare cards, and these are also very nice. And these are way cheaper because these were way easier to pull. Some of them are promos as well. You can pick these up for like 20-30 bucks, like Blue Eyes, Dark Magician, Red Eyes, and so on. Now, as you have seen, we are going back to Yu-Gi-Oh again, Duel Monsters. And we are covering actually a card which is from the 20th anniversary series. So these cards came out 2018 already. Wow, it's so crazy how time is flying. So this was actually a prize card. It came with a Dark Magician as well in a black envelope. And it was given out to everyone who participated, or not even everyone who went to the tournament and watched it. So there is 5,000 envelopes, like always. And this is the Blue Eyes in 20 Secret Rare. 20 Secret Rare has the red lettering here, as you can see. And the Quarter Century Secret Rare, for example, has like golden lettering, right? And they always have like the 20s logo here embossed. And for the Quarter Century, it's the 25th emblem. This card was really, really high when it came out, because it was also the time when, a certain pandemic hit the planet, and everybody was going crazy for Yu-Gi-Oh! these more modern cards are more fluctuating in terms of pricing. Why right now you can buy a copy for 1.1k sealed. Sealed doesn't mean mint though. Sometimes they have damage in these bags, so I wouldn't personally buy a bagged one. I would go for a raw one, and raw ones are cheap as well. And I think right now these prices are quite good, to be honest. 20 secret rare. Also, reason why I'm covering them in this stream right now is that I actually started to buy a few 20 secret rares as of right now, because I just think these are really nice cards. They have some kind of uniqueness, even though they are not first edition, because there is no first edition in Japan. There won't be any more cards coming out in this rarity. So yeah. I think these are nice pickups. They look like starlights. They look especially like a 10k dragon. Let's put it like this. And I have a recent pickup of a 20th anniversary secret rare. Let me show you. Where are you? There. I picked this up recently. So this is a 20th anniversary secret rare Jubel. And did you guys catch the news that we are getting new Jubel support? There we go, the 20th emblem. In the very next core set here in Japan. Which is why I'm stocking up a little bit on Jubel cards, because I think these are quite cheap as of right now. And yeah, I just enjoy. I think Jubel is super cool. Not underrated, but appropriately rated, but really cool cards. And this is also 20s from the 20 CP, like the Blackluster Soldier I just showed you. So in the 20 CP set, I've never opened one. It's a booster pack, to be honest. You were able to get like secret rares, and you were also able to get 20th anniversary secret rares. And you can therefore also get this one in 20th anniversary secret. And I think these are just very, very nice. A lot of bling bling. Not everybody likes them. I personally like them. And I think they're coming down in price quite a lot. Whereas I'm now able to pick these up and keep them in the collection. So there's that for 20th anniversary secret rares. I picked this up recently. I think I picked up another one of her. I'm currently hunting for her a little bit. I want to stack up on her. Maybe I will also sell some. Is there any other 20s? No, I don't think I have them here in Japan, at least. All in Germany. Yeah. For the pickups recently. And yeah, like I said, appropriately priced. And I think even in Germany you can get the whole set for 1k. So actually buying these in Germany right now is a little cheaper. And if if these are still available when I have some money, I will pick these up in Germany as well, because I don't actually have a set anymore right now. Let's have a brief look at the chat. Is it better to keep the envelope closed or open in plastic cases? It depends. I mean, if you open the envelope, the value, at least here in Japan, doesn't go down at all, because if you want to sell the envelope, the people will always ask you to open the envelope and to show that there's actually the content. Because you could just sell an envelope, put something in there, and there's no cards. So if you want to sell it, or if I buy it, let's put it like this, if I buy like a envelope, I will always ask the seller, but you could have put something else in there. I need to see the cards. Open it, please. So if you're a sealed collector and you like to have stuff sealed, and you got it from a card shop and they were somewhere or somewhat able to keep it sealed, keep it sealed. Why not? It's not adding any value. If you open the envelope and the cards are fine inside, for me it's personally more worth like having the cards in like pristine condition, because who knows what the person did with the envelope, right? Maybe you have a band somewhere, you can only check if you see the cards. Do you prefer 20 secret rare prismatic? Easy question. It's a 20 secret rare because it's the most unique one out of all. The prismatic rare in Japan is basically the Starlight rare, yeah, in the TCG. It's nice, but it's not that unique because they could reprint prismatic prismatic rares anytime, and 20s were limited for that certain time. So I prefer 20s, and quarter century rares, man, these are not that great. I mean, they have the emblem for 25th, but I dislike that they have like gold lettering. It's just too normal of a color. I get that there's not that many colors to choose from, which look good on all cards, but I think going for gold, yeah, not that nice. But I will pick some up in the future when I have some more funds to put aside for quarter century secret rares, because these are very cheap. But these are cheap for a reason, because people don't really like them. I think Ultimate Rare Jubel is cooler than the 20s. Yeah, I get that. I mean, Jubel is cool in any artwork. Also, the secret version is cool. But yeah, I get that the Ultimate Rare is the most unique out of all, and therefore it's the coolest. But 20s is also up there for me. I also like the 20s. Alright, let's continue with the next 20 secret rare. It's actually the Dark Magician Girl, and yeah, a little bit of a weird screenshot here. But you can see it, and this time it's a graded card. A PSA 10 of this card was sold for let's see, how much is it? It's actually quite cheap. So it's 750 USD for a PSA 10 of this card, and this card is a promo. It also came out in the 20th anniversary secret rare time frame, and it was a promo of a DVD. So this card is not that super rare, but it's the MFC artwork of the Dark Magician Girl, so therefore very, very loved by the collectors. And yeah, this card was very expensive when it came out. It shot up to, I think, 2 to 3K. Then it cooled down, and now since the 20th anniversary secret rares in general are cooling down a little bit, it's a really good time to pick these up. I really advise you guys, if you like the rarity, if you want to get it for your collection, now is a pretty decent time to pick these up. Also, investment wise, I would say it's not the worst timing to get these. They have potential to go up in the future again. And all in all, I think right now a really good time to buy 20th anniversary secret rares. In Japan, you were able to pull the trigger here for this Dark Magician Girl for 750 USD. Really good price. Buy now, I would say, for this price. It can fluctuate because this is already sold, but I would say up to like 900 USD. Very good price. You can pick it up in PSA 10 quality. Over 1K, I wouldn't really go for it, but it's up to you. I think 750 to 1K is somewhat justifiable for this card. One big problem with this Dark Magician Girl is the corners, because I told you it's a promo card and it came in a DVD, and there most of these have whitening on any corner on the back. And if you have a PSA 10 and the corners are looking good, because PSA 10 doesn't mean all the corners are fine, right? But if the corners look good, you can pick it up, for this price, I would say. So this is more like a recommendation to pick up as of right now, or to make you aware of this card. It's a good pickup, in my opinion. One more 20th anniversary secret rare. I actually have 3 more, but let's see if I'm going to cover all of them. I want to cover this one because we've talked about this. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. Because we've talked about this already. This is the 20th anniversary secret rare of the BLS. $280 here in Japan. And not much to add to this card. I mean, this card is gorgeous. I don't own it yet. I'm still waiting a little bit for money, actually, not to pick it up, for money to flow into my bank account. But I will pick this up as well, because it was quite expensive. It was up in the 50,000-60,000 range. Now it's coming down to like 40. And this was also S. Usually they don't do S. I think this is an older sale they had. I think they don't even do S anymore in Card Rush. A is the highest price or highest tier they have. And I'm ready to pay like 30,000 for a minty copy of this card. and yeah, I'm just waiting for some money that I can pour into this card. But I think this card is also again gorgeous, very nicely priced right now. All 20 secret rares are coming down in price. It's a good time to pick these up. Obviously you can't time the market, guys. It's like the same with stocks. You don't know if they're like going down even more, so don't ask me like what do you think. I'm picking these up because I think, or I need them for the collection. I like these personally, so they have value for me even if they would go down in price. But I think they have potential to go back up again if Yu-Gi-Oh is getting more attention in the future again. Maybe for the 30th anniversary, who knows. At that time, these are 10 years old, so they are somewhat old cards. They might be going up quite a bit by then again. So I'm not gambling on that. Like I said, I like these for the collection, but since they have potential, I can also show them to you and recommend these to you. Let's have a quick look at the chat. Why do they blur out the third number? It's because of scammers. Because if you have this, if you have the third number, you can go to PSA and get these scans, right, for the card, at least for the newer cards, and then you can like pretend that you own the card, and it's just to avoid scamming in general. But I think there's also a common misconception in Japan in general. In Japan, people are very concerned about their personal information, even on the internet, and they maybe think that from the third you can like see who graded it and trace them back, but that's not the case. But I think it's for to countermeasure like scamming. A little bit soft though, your voice. Maybe get closer to mic. Sorry, man. I don't even know if the mic is working right now. I think it is, but I will I will have a look at the setup again in the future. Today I just it was very spontaneous. I don't know if the MacBook is picking up the voice or the mic, but I will have a look into that. Is Yu-Gi-Oh dying in popularity in Japan? No, not at all. Yu-Gi-Oh is still very, very big. It's just Pokemon had its World Championships, and Yu-Gi-Oh is in its shadows. So and there's also not that much of a cool thing here going on in Japan as of right now, because the quarter century, I don't know. It's not that cool so far. They could have done better. I think they're like keeping it a little too easy, because the 20th anniversary was going so good. And I think we have to show them that if they continue like that, we are not interested in collecting these. So they have to put a lot more effort into what they are like releasing, and then we will be better again. So it's just a downward trend right now, but I don't think it's permanent. Yu-Gi-Oh is still loved and will always be loved by our generation. And Japan is really the country that loves cards and TCGs in general. It won't die, don't worry. I always ask for timestamps with random objects in the pic. I don't know what you mean. Timestamps in pictures. Maybe you can elaborate. Like 10 spoons or something. I don't know what you're referring to. Maybe it's a comment on a thing I showed you a little back, but I don't know. What are your thoughts on collector's rares in the TCG? TCG collector's rares. Maybe let's wait for the rarity collection in the TCG to air, because then we know if they're like doing it in a different way from now onwards. Personally, I don't have many collector's rares in my collection. The first set featuring collector's rares was Toon Chaos. I love the set, but to be honest, when I saw the collector's rare, I thought they could have a little bit more of deeper, like, I mean, they are somewhat like ultimate rares that they have like the circle, right? And if the circle would be deeper, like you could see it more clearly, then I would say collector's rares are nicer. Maybe there's exceptions. I didn't follow collector's rares that closely, but I think they are like in a good spot. They could do better. Let's see what they do with the rarity collection in the TCG soon, and let's see if they're like adapting the OCG style, because I like the OCG style a lot, because they have very deep carving and they just look really nice. I have a lot of rarity collection collector's rares in my collection. Do you think they will revert the new Ultimates to the old style? I think this new style is a bit too much bling. No, they won't. They won't. At least, I mean, you see in Japan, they're like putting a lot of effort in copying old styles. For example, the 25th anniversary, no, 20th anniversary, was it 25th? I don't know, the Kaibar suitcase thing, right? They introduced the the blue eyes in the old layout with a new print. That looked good, but usually they don't do that here in Japan as well. So just for like very old cards, like the BLS is also coming out, the vanilla one, it should actually be distributed soon. It will be also quite an interesting topic to cover, because the vanilla BLS, I'm not sure if you're like aware, get campaign vanilla BLS. Yeah, my video is popping up, that's cool. Actually there is, let's do it like that. This card here was a prize card. It's a 1 of 1. It's a stainless steel card from an old tournament. And they did a get campaign here in Japan. A get campaign is always something like Lost Art in the TCG, where you actually get a lottery ticket if you buy certain amounts of Yu-Gi-Oh products. And they are giving out the first 1,000 copies of this card in September this year. So starting from next week, they should start to at least ship out the first ones, and at that point we will have the first prizes on these cards here. Really exciting. I won't be able to pick this up. This will be like, my assumption on the price for this card is like 4 to 5k in Japan, because they are like doing so little. Like 1k copies of this card is not that much, and I think there's a lot of Chinese collectors as well eyeing with this card. There's a lot of European collectors eyeing with this card, because you can't get this card in any other print. The stainless steel will always be the 1 of 1, and the next thing which comes close to it is this vanilla BLS, and it's an OG card. It's not the recently they were always doing like prismatic secrets for like these get campaigns, and there's a lot of people who don't like the very flashy secret rares or prismatic secret rares. But this is the first time they release like a vanilla one, and it's a card which actually doesn't exist, right? Because this is a ritual card. And the cool thing about this card is that you can actually play it like a regular monster. It's not considered a ritual. Also really cool gimmicky thing here. But I hope I will see one at least while I'm still in Japan. It will be crazy. Yeah, there will be 3,000 of this card in total, but the first 1,000 are being given out this September. Then they will do another lottery in November, and probably they will give out the next 1,000 next year. And the final 1,000 copies of this card, the final batch, will be done in June next year. So because they are like doing it little by little, it's always also adding demand, and it's also like highlighting the card every 3 months again, because then the next batch is coming out, and then the next batch is coming out. So they're quite clever with this, but for collectors it's a pain in the it's depends, right? I mean, sandpaper like foiling. You're referring to the Ultimate rares again. Also the art, it's too shiny. I don't like it. It's too shiny. It's nothing like an old Ultimate rare. It's probably, I think, they wanted to innovate, and they also wanted to, maybe, I'm assuming they're trying to cut cost. Also for the Ghost Rare, it's the same thing. The new Ghost Rare looks not as good as the old one. Alright guys, I had 3 more 20s. I will cover them really quick, because I actually have to finish the stream as well, because my voice is dying. But let's do these really quick here. I have 3 more I wanted to cover, and I will cover them just for the sake of the video. So there is 3 more 20s, or is it actually 2? No, there's actually 2 only. Sorry, let's put it like this. All right. So this is the counterpart. This is the 20th anniversary Dark Magician, which was in the same envelope as the Blue Eyes I just showed you a little bit ago. And 60,000 yen, 400 bucks for this card. No brainer, go for it. If you like the rarity, no brainer. Gorgeous card. Also came down quite a lot on pricing. And then there is the Red Eyes. This is again a 20 CP, so it was pulled from a booster pack. It's still a little bit more expensive, 548. So $400-ish for this card. Both of these are available, as you can see. There is like stock left. And yeah, it's the only 20th anniversary Red Eyes. And this card was also way more expensive. Quite, not that much ago, like half a year ago, it was close to being double of the price here. So came down a lot. And I think now it's at a price point where you can, buy it again. I don't think that it will halve again. So maybe it goes down to like 40,000 in the future. But I think this card is worth being picked up by you guys. Yeah, so we are done with the Marketwatch, guys. I hope you enjoyed. Let me check if there's some more comments here. Visual differences between Korean, Japanese, or English Ultimate Rares. Yeah, man. I made a video on that topic. Like, it's one of the recent videos. Check out my channel and you will see a lot of visual differences. But to make it short, Korean looks mostly like European, and Japanese is unique. Japanese cards, you can't compare them to any other like printing. And then there's Asian English, which is also like English EU cards, and NA is NA. They are really flat foiled for the most part, not for 5Ds but for GX. Next card hunt will be the Nagoya card hunt. I already recorded it. I have to edit it only, so it will be maybe this week if I'm able to do it. Latest next week. Wanted to ask more specifically about Korean ultis because of okay. I bought some Korean packs and pulled one Korean ulti, but don't have a reference to compare to. Yeah, like I said, so Japanese Ultimate Rares, I mean, just have a look at the channel. There is Japanese Ultimate Rares I'm showing, and Japanese ones are unique in a way that you can't find the same relief in any other languages. So Japanese ones, even for GX, are quite nice, and you can definitely go for them. Look up for some pictures or search on the channel for some video where I show some. There should be a lot of them, and they're not comparable to EU, and they're also not flat like NA. So yeah, it's a Japanese ones have their own like how to say space. LN53 DM is pretty affordable. I'm surprised it's not up there with Red Eyes and Blue Eyes. Yeah, that's the thing. In Japan, Red Eyes is more popular than Red Eyes is more popular than Dark Magician, and that's why it's cheaper. In the TCG, it's not like that. Many people don't like the Red Eyes. I think more people like Dark Magician, but in Japan, it's not the case. It's actually more people like the Red Eyes, and therefore the Red Eyes. I mean, Red Eyes is pretty close to the Blue Eyes price, at least for Ultimate Rare. We should cover Red Eyes by the next time, by the next Marketwatch. Is Armed Dragon level 5 Ultimate Rare Korean real? Yeah, it's real. I showed you the recent Korean pickups I had, and these Korean ones, man, these look insane. I really like how the SOD from Korean era look like. It's really an anomaly, because other cards in Korean, they look like EU, but for SOD there is no EU, right? EU for SOD is NA print, so very flat foiled, doesn't look good. But for some reason Korea did Asian English printing or EU printing for the SOD cards. I mean, I can show you a little bit because it's better than watching some old data we already are done with. And by the way, guys, if you have questions, ask now, because when there's no questions anymore, I will end the stream. Just look at this, man. This is so crazy how this card looks. Let me open OBS so I can see as well. Yeah, there we go. So this is the Master of Oz. So many details on this card. It's actually insane. And there is a difference between EU and this one and Asian English. So Korean again is not like exactly the same like yeah, EU or Asian English, but yeah, it's definitely up there with Asian English for sure. Sorry, EU doesn't look good, so this time it's only Korean and Asian English. So nice. I mean, if you have a Master of Oz like in English or German, check it right now and compare it. Also Horus, really flat foiled in the TCG. Look at this. Look at this, how the background pops. It's insane. And let's also check out her. Look at this relief. It's pretty much like Asian English. So beautiful. Last one, Charcoal and Patchy. One of my favorite Ultimate Rares. I want to get one in Asian English, but this is so expensive. At least in mint condition. 2K, maybe even more. Yeah, these are crazy. So Korean SOD is insane. The reason why you can't pick these up is that they didn't reprint SOD. Maybe it's a copyright thing, I don't know. Well, let's keep it open and talk a little bit more with you guys, but I think it's a copyright thing, because why shouldn't they print SOD and print every other set? I mean, I think at this point every other set was reprinted, but SOD wasn't reprinted, so I don't think there's any reprints in the future. This one I also picked up, or not picked up, I pulled from a pack. Crazy. Cyber Dragon, Korean Ultimate Rare. This is a modern card, guys. This is a reprint from 2022, maybe 2021. But I wanted it for the collection. It looks insane. It's really close to Asian English as well. For the 3-sect beasts, they are also very nice in Korean, but Asian English is more detailed. So there you go. It's really difficult to make a video about these, because you have to look at so many different printings. I mean, first edition, unlimited, then there's Korean, then there is like the TCG part where you have like the NA part, you have the EU part, then you have Japanese printings, then you have Asian English printings. Then there is certain sets like Enemy of Justice where you have like different print qualities within a set, just depending from where the pack came from. If the pack came from a tin, if the pack came from unlimited, first edition, there's so much stuff you have to account for, and you will always miss something. Why is it not available online to buy? So like I said, SOD never got a reprint, or at least when a set came out in first edition, they had unlimited reprint, obviously, but since then no reprint for SOD, which is why these are also very expensive, and even more expensive than some unlimited TCG counterparts. Also a card I really like. Very underrated card in my opinion, because it's avian, right? It's like main protagonist monster, and look at this artwork. So cool. Also her. Just look at her. Queen's Knight. So nice. Okay, having a look at the chat again. I'm going to Japan in October and really looking forward to visiting Akihabara shop mentioned in your videos. What would a really nice budget be for picking up some awesome cards? Man. What would be a nice budget? 20k USD would be a nice budget. I mean, if you're in for the prize cards, 50k would be a nice budget. You see, it depends on like how much money you actually have, you can spend, and what you're after. But if you're in Japan and if you like the old Duel Monsters Ultimate Rares, which I really like, or which I like the most, I have a red ice here somewhere, yeah. Picking these up in Neiman condition is not cheap even in Japan. So if you want to pick these up, like for example Blue Eyes, Red Eyes, and Dark Magician, and you're fine with light plate condition, you should have like 3k at least, maybe 4, maybe 5, depending on how picky you are on the conditions. But I would say 5k is a nice budget, and obviously you can lower your conditions and still get all 3 of them. But to get these in somewhat decent condition, near mint minus, it's just good to have like at least 5k, I would say. I don't know if that's in your realm, but there is no limit, man. $500 at least, at least. I mean, if you're paying 1k for the flight and probably 1 to 2k for your stay in hotels, you should use this opportunity and have another 3k or something like that on the side for cards. You should do a rarity tier list for OCG. Yeah, I will do that in the future, I think. Tier lists videos always do really good as well. The backs of Korean cards kind of look like Japanese cards and the set boxes look the same. But only for the half boxes in Japan, right? I mean, we had full boxes in Japan, and Korean only have half boxes. Are there any NA specific cards that look better than their OCG or Asian English equivalents? Yeah, pretty much all 5Ds Ultimate Rares look way, way better. There is a card I really want from the 5Ds era, which is the 5Ds Black Rose Dragon in Ultimate Rare, not the Ghost Rare. If any of you 5 viewers left here in the live stream has like a Ultimate Rare mint, it needs to be mint Black Rose Dragon, I would be trading for it with Japanese or Asian English cards. Maybe not Asian English, I don't have any for trade, but definitely with Japanese cards. So 5Ds looks insane in NA. Also secret rares are really nice in NA as well. Card bricks, I enjoy random. I don't open random lottery stuff on the channel usually, unless I get it like gifted. I have at most 5GS budgeted for Yu-Gi-Oh! Then 5 grands, right? You read that. Okay. Then you're fine, man. I mean, you can always lower your conditions and get more cards for the same money. Also, wait, when are you coming? October. I'm still here in Japan in October, so if you want to reach out to me on Instagram, maybe we can meet in Akihabara and do a little card hunting session together. And maybe there's also something I can sell you. We will see. Can you do more binder videos? What other binder collections do you have? Do you collect game promos, jump cards? So the thing with binders, I also like to do binders, but as you can see, my binder you're looking at right now is really random. There's a lot of stuff in here which is maybe worth being covered, but it's not sorted. Maybe I'll just show you this one right before I leave Japan, so the final state of this binder, because this is cards I pick up for my collection, and my actual binders are in Germany, and I have to sort everything there. But for example, this is a recent pickup. I always wanted to have a Master Collection Exodia Necros, and I was able to find one in a card hunt here in Japan, and it's actually really nice condition. It's near mint. I think it has some scratches on the back. It has a line here, but for TCG this is pretty much as good as it gets. So there's a lot of random stuff here, even some Pokemon cards sleeping in this binder. And stuff I want to cover in future videos as well. So maybe I do that if you want that, but it needs to be interesting, because Yu-Gi-Oh! As of right now is pretty rough on YouTube, guys. I'm not gonna lie. I'm having a hard time getting the views and also the view duration in, so I have to be very selective with the content. For real, that would be awesome. I'll definitely reach out. Yeah, sure, man. I mean, I met a lot of viewers already, and yeah, sometimes they bring me even stuff from US, or I don't know where you're from, but stuff I can't really get easily here in Japan or in Germany, and then I would be happy to trade. If I ever am in your area, I'd love to meet you. I collect a lot of rare OCG and TCG items. Yeah, I mean, I'm always either in Germany or in Japan, so you can reach out to me on Instagram. And I definitely do meetups with viewers, yeah. You could always do some Pokemon stuff. Yeah, Pokemon is also not doing that great on the channel because all my viewers are like Yu-Gi-Oh fanatics. But yeah, I get what you mean. All right, so we had a Marketwatch, we did a little Q&A, and I showed you some nice cardboards. Any last questions before I turn off the stream? Do you think we will ever get Ghost, Rare Obelisk, and Oshiris in future Japanese Duelist pack set? Oh man, yeah, I don't even care because it's the new Ghost Rare, right? It doesn't look that great. In that case, I'm more looking forward to the TCG because they are like at least doing the old Ghost Rare in a way. And we got the Ra in the past, right? And Ghost from the, no Ghost. Legendary Duelist. How was the set cost? I don't know. With Merrick in front. But I really hope we get them in the TCG. I'm quite sure we will get them at some point in the OCG, but I'm not really excited for them because the new Ghost Rare doesn't look that great. Where did you buy your SOD ultis? I actually got them from a viewer who I met in Akihabara, and he was from Korea, and he told me he wanted to get rid of them. And I was in the market for some of them. I paid quite a decent price for them, so I didn't get them for cheap. For example, this Master of Oz, I think I paid 150 USD, something like that, because these are guaranteed from 2006. These are guaranteed really old cards. And these are also pack fresh, man. I couldn't find any like damage on these. Like there is no scratches whatsoever, and these are vintage. So it's justified to pay that price. And I'm also considering getting these graded, because once these are graded with ARS and I have the serial numbers on video, I can always prove, even if they get like reprints in the future, that these are OG ones. And here the logo for Korean, and yeah, the imprint you see is from the Ultimate Rare, not from anything else. So I'm really thinking of grading these because these can score 10s, and once they're graded with ARS, I can prove to anybody that these are OG prints because there is no reprint so far. So please, ARS, open up fast. Yeah, but usually you can't find these SOD ones. You can't find these for sale anywhere on the internet. These are non-existent. I am currently listing all of these on Mercari for like pretty high price, just to see if anybody would be interested. But yeah, you can't buy these actually. Did you get a Worlds DMG? I only bought one, but should have got more. The Worlds DMG. Let's have a look at it right now, because I think not everybody knows. What you're talking about. Can we even find it? Damn. So there is a quarter century secret rare. Maybe we can find it like this. I have to change the view as well. There we go. Not the best picture, but at least it's a picture. Oh, there. Maybe this one is better. It's on eBay. Let's check out how much it is on eBay. Oh, wow, nice. Nice linking there. Yeah, sorry guys. Can't show you exactly, but as you can see, it's pretty small here, but it's basically a quarter century secret rare with this art, and this was given out alongside with the magic cylinder, and nobody cares about the magic cylinder. And the prices for this was like 1k to 1.5k when they just released or given out at the WCS, Now it's coming down a little bit at least. I think you can pick up a set of these for like 800 now. I'm still not buying because for me, quarter century secret rare is not unique enough to justify the price tag. And I also believe that these will come down a little bit more. I think these will settle around 60, 70, 80,000 yen. And then I might consider picking one up of these. But as of right now, I think it's still too high. Just because it's a Dark Magician Girl just doesn't justify the price tag. It's the wrong art, to be honest. But again, the MFC art would have been a little boring maybe, but maybe it would have been cool to line it up with the 20s. I don't know, but I'm not picking it up yet. Yeah, thank you so much for the nice words here, Phantom King. You're right, the new Ghost and Ultimatra are a huge letdown. They should be labeled and entirely different. Yeah, they should have been like basically a different rarity from the get-go, right? They should have been called differently. Yeah, but calling them the same way and making them look way different is just a disappointment. Yeah, how about doing a card shop challenge? What do you mean? What kind of challenge is that? Alright guys, get in the last questions. Tuning off latest at 11 my time, so in 17 minutes. I have the Dark Magician Girl artwork, 2 of them, but a different second series. Yeah, you have to let me know the set numbers so I can look these up, because there's a lot of printings of her. I mean, there is the deck 1, this one here, the JY, the Structure Deck Yugi Volume 2 one. No, it's Volume 1, right? Yeah, Structure Deck Yugi, it says here. And by the way, guys, if you haven't liked the stream, please don't forget to like the stream. Give me some love here. Also, if you haven't subscribed, subscribe to have more awesome content about Japanese cards. DMG is only limited to 5,000, so it's quite rare compared to others. Yeah, again, but if you consider that last WCS, which was 2018, you had this ones here, the Blue Eyes, and you had the Dark Magician as well in one envelope, and this envelope is 1K right now, so pretty much the same price. Then I would definitely say these are way better priced than getting this Dark Magician Girl in quarter century and Magic Cylinder, which nobody cares about. So if these are like 1K-ish in price, then the Dark Magician Girl should be less, right? Because also the rarity is not as cool as the 20s, not as unique. This is why I think these should be definitely lower priced. You're only getting 1 cool card instead of 2. So yeah, that's why I'm thinking like 100,000 yen, maybe lower, should be an appropriate price, and therefore I'm not buying. I think it's still too new to be appropriately priced by the market. But the free market will always get the price right at the end. And if people love her and so much that they justify paying the same price as for these two, which are already 5 years old at the point, and these are also limited to 5,000 because all WCS black envelope cards are limited to 5,000, then I don't know, then I was just wrong about how much people love this artwork of a Dark Magician Girl. I have a newcomer here. Yeah, Hyperflash, welcome to the channel. Don't worry, I will upload the live stream to the channel so you can watch it from the beginning as well if you want to. Do you watch Progression series? No, I don't watch. Both are YU01 for the Dark Magician Girl. Yeah, so these are the deck ones. YouTube series by Simo and American Yu-Gi-Oh! Ah, okay, I think he did like... it's either him covering all the sets from the beginning, or he's maybe even doing like the duels and the openings and then doing the duels, right? I'm interested in purchasing stuff from Yahoo bidding, but just how legit it is. Something about that website seems scary. A Yahoo auction is legit. It's basically like eBay, so don't worry at all about the legitimacy of the site. There's nothing wrong with the site in general. There's just one thing I always have to warn you guys. If you go to Japan or if you buy from a Japanese store and you buy a certain condition, don't worry. Stores always are very there are exceptions, but usually you get what you pay for. If you buy a Neiman card, you will get a Neiman card. If you buy an excellent card, you will get an excellent card or better. If you buy from like bidding sites where private people can offer their stuff for sale, there is a lot of scammers out there, even in Japan. So don't get that mixed up. Official shops, nothing to worry about. But for platforms where like people can actually list their stuff on their own behalf, be very careful. I got scammed many times, and Japanese return rights are non-existent. You can't return that stuff. If you buy it, you bought it. You can't return stuff you bought from private people here in Japan, unless they sold you something different. So if you buy a Blue Eyes, you get a Dark Magician. That's something else, but at this point you have to prove it. So you have to basically do an uncut video of the opening of the package, and that's also a lot of work. And what else is there to keep in mind? Yeah, or if they sold you a fake card. So if you buy, for example, 20th anniversary secret rare, and you get a fake 20th anniversary secret rare, and you can prove it like, or you can tell like directly when you're watching, yeah, then you might be able to have a chance, but again, then you are not in Japan as well, so you can't contact the Japanese police. Difficult. So be very careful when you buy that. Look at the ratings, obviously, but I got scammed by people who have high ratings and who can cover like one bad rating I gave them. They can cover it up with thousands of good reviews, because they usually don't scam, but they scammed you once with like a high tier card. That's what happened to me. Yeah, be careful. And yeah, it's always better to buy from people you can trust. For example, if you buy something, you could technically buy it from me if I would be selling to US again, or you could buy from Japanese stores, which is basically the best. And yeah, I totally forgot that the 2018 promos were limited to 9,500. You're right. Double the quantity means more supply, but I still think that these are way cooler, and just because the supply is doubled, I mean, in this case, yeah, 5,000 compared to 10,000, is it that much of a deal considering the contents? I don't know. I don't have a glass ball, but just from my feeling, I think that the Dark Magician Girl is not worth the same than these two, even if these two are twice as common. So I still stick to my theory that it should be lower, definitely, than the 2018 envelope, and yeah, quite significantly lower, because you're not getting a second cool card like a Red Ice or something like that. You get in Magic Cylinders. I mean, iconic, yes, but still nothing to be super excited about. Thanks. The no return is what seems scary. Yeah, it's what I have to deal with every day, because I sometimes also buy from like these sites. I'm very careful nowadays. I ask a lot of questions, but you can't do that because you're not in Japan, and Yahoo Auctions is not accessible outside of Japan, only if you use certain services, but then you are not able to chat with the persons selling. Yahoo Auction blows. I prefer Mercari. Scumbag sellers who hide flaws on card. Yeah, but for me it happened on Mercari, not on Yahoo. But it's the same thing. It's the same products being listed on both platforms, and wherever it sells, So be careful, guys. It's the only thing I can tell you. How important is condition for you for your personal collection? As in, do you have any played cards, or do you only aim for a mint grade card worthy cards? So in general, it's very important for me having really clean cards, but not on every card. I mean, I can show you there are certain cards in my collection which I just use for videos, for example. For example, there is something I wanted to prove, because there was a rumor going on that we are back again at Asian English cards again. Where is it? Here. So let me show you this one first. This one is an End of Anubis, first edition Ancient Sanctuary. And it's a reverse foil, as you can see, because it is Asian English. So from certain sets onwards, Asian English secret rares from main sets are all reverse secrets. So the lines are going from here to here and not from here to here, like the usual would be. And there was a rumor that for LOB, okay, one more thing I have to tell you in advance, sorry. All Asian English cards are first edition. There is only very, very few exceptions, and one of the few exceptions is LOB. LOB got an unlimited print, and here is an unlimited Gaia's Dragon Champion. And there was a rumor that Asian English Unlimited secrets also are reverse foil, which is wrong, because I can prove it here with this card. Maybe there was misprints, I don't know, but since I'm holding this normal print card here in my hands, it's wrong. And for cards like this, I don't really mind about the conditions. There is scratches on this card, you can't really tell that good, but maybe you can, I don't know, but there's a lot of scratches on this card. But for making a point in the video, this is good enough, and I will keep it also in my collection. But most cards, I at least want a clean front, and I don't want like any whitening. So yeah, it's basically near mint what I'm going for. So yes, you could say I'm going for near mint cards for my personal collection only. If it's a card I can show off to you to prove something, I'm fine with going for lower like conditions. And also for TCG cards, I know, I mean, it's way more difficult to get TCG cards in good condition than OCG cards, because even if I pay the money for like minty TCG cards, they are mostly not mint. Therefore, I don't care so much about TCG cards whenever I get them, because I'm not expecting them to be of the same quality than like the Japanese or like Asian cards. Yeah, that's for the conditions for my collection. I find a listing that I bought from Set Premium Pack 2 for like $25 off eBay. Great condition cards, favorite on the skull. Yeah, again, I don't really understand what you mean, but Premium Pack 2 is the most expensive Premium Pack, and even here in Japan you pay like $200 for it. So $25 seems like a scamish price, but if they were real, great price. Alright. Reverse secret is my favorite rarity. Alright, good for you. I also like it. Here, check out this reverse secret barrel dragon here as the final card I'm going to show off in the stream. Yeah. VB5 also a set which has like the normal one, the reverse one, and the prismatic one. Asian English again, it's a promo card from the valuable book. Alright guys, signing off right now. My voice doesn't allow me to continue any longer, but 2 hours is pretty decent, I would say. So if you haven't, please like and subscribe to the channel, and we will see us very, very soon. I think I will upload a video tomorrow, a very short one, and then I will try to get the card hunt in Nagoya online on Saturday. We'll see us there, and yeah, wishing you a good evening for most of you guys, and see you guys soon in a new video.